One day we were with the Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm. We gathered in the house of one of the Ansar. We were a full congregation.
People inside, would you give me permission to enter the house? I have a request. I have some business to attend to.
Then everyone began to look at the face of the Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm. He was the Great One there, and always permission would come from him. The Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm became aware of the situation and said,
Do you know who this voice is calling?
We all said in unison, Allah and his Messenger know best. Then the Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm said, He is the evil demon, he is Satan. May the curse of Allah be upon him. Immediately Hazrat Umar said, O Messenger of Allah, give me permission to kill him. The Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm did not grant this permission. He said,
Stop, O Umar. Don't you know that he has been given a respite until a certain time? Stop killing him. Then he said, Open the door for him to come. He has orders to come here. Try to understand what he has to say. Listen carefully to what he will tell you.
Let us hear the rest from him, that is, from the narrator. He narrated, They opened the door for him. He entered and appeared to us. We looked and saw his form, an old man. He is cross-eyed. He is also blind. He has 6 or 7 hairs hanging on his chin, like horsehair. His eyes are opened upwards. His head is like the head of a big elephant, and his lips were like the lips of a water buffalo.
Peace be upon you, O Muhammad. Peace be upon you, O community of Muslims.
The Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm responded to his greeting as follows.
Peace be upon Allah, O Lane.
Then he said to him,
I heard you came for something. What is it?
The devil told it like this.
My coming here was not of my own will. I was forced to come.
The Messenger of Allah alayhis-salâm asked, What is that obligation?
Satan told us,
An angel came to me from your Lord, the glorified, and he said, Allah is giving you orders. You will go to Muhammad, but in a low and humiliated state. With humility, you will go to him and tell him how he deceived the children of Adam. You will tell him one by one how you deceived them. Then whatever he asks you, you will tell him the truth. Then Allah said, if you add a lie to what you say, if you do not tell the truth, I will burn you to ashes. The wind will blow you away. I will make this is how it is, O Muhammad. I have come to you on that command. Ask me what you desire. If I do not answer what you ask me truthfully, my enemies will make fun of me. Surely there is nothing more difficult than being the amusement of my enemies.
Then Rasulullah alayhi-salâm asked,
If you will be true to your words, then tell me, who is the one you dislike the most among the people?
It is you, Muhammad. There is no one among Allah's creatures whom I love more than you. Then who can be like you?
Who do you hate and dislike most after me?
Abbaas, young man, who has given his existence in the way of Allah.
After that, the question and answer continued as follows. The Messenger of Allah alayhis-salâm asked, and the devil explained.
Then who don't you love?
The scholar whom I know to be patient, and who avoids doubtful deeds.
And then?
A poor person who is patient, who tells no one of his need. He does not complain about his situation.
And how do you know that this poor man is patient?
O Muhammad, he does not tell his need to someone like himself. And whoever tells his need to someone like himself for 3 days in a row, Allah will not count him among the patient. The work of those who are patient is not like this. In fact, I know his patience by his behavior, his demeanor, and the fact.
Then who?
Grateful, rich.
But how do you know that the rich man is grateful?
If you see him, he takes what he receives in a lawful way and spends it in its proper place. I know that he is a grateful rich man.
The Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm changed the subject this time and asked him another question.
And what will happen to you when my Ummah starts praying?
O Muhammad, I am suffering from malaria. I shiver.
Why would you be like this evil?
Because if a servant prostrates for the sake of Allah, he ascends 1 degree.
What about when they fast?
Then I'll be tied until they break their fast.
Well, what about when they make the pilgrimage?
Then I'll go crazy.
What about when they recite the Quran?
Then I will melt like lead melting in a fire.
And what about when they give alms?
Oh, then I will be in a very bad condition. It is as if the almsgiver takes a saw and cuts me in two.
The Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm asked the reasons.
Why are you sawed in half like that, O Abbaas?
Then the demon said, I will tell you about that too. Then he began to tell.
Because there are for beauties and charity, namely, one, Allah bestows blessings on the wealth of the one who gives alms. 2, he endears the almsgiver to his people. 3, Allah will make his charity a barrier between him and hell. 4, Allah will ward off trouble, distress, and sorrow from him.
Then the Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm asked him some questions about his companions.
What about Abu Bakr?
He did not obey me even in ignorance. How can he obey me after he entered Islam?
Well, what about Umar ibn al-Khattab?
I swear by Allah, I ran away from him wherever I saw him.
What about Uthman b. Affan?
I'd be ashamed of him very much, just as the angels of the Most Merciful are ashamed of him.
What about Ali ibn Abi Talib?
Oh, if only I could get rid of him. If he were left on his own. If I were left on my own. If he leaves me, I leave him, but he won't leave me.
After asking the above questions, and partially finishing the answers given by Shaytan, the Messenger of Allah.
Praise be to Allah, who has bestowed bliss on my Ummah, and has made you a shaki until a certain time.
Hearing that sentence of the Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm, the lane said,
Oh shame, oh shame, where is the bliss of the Ummah? As long as I remain alive until that certain time, how can you be comfortable for your Ummah? I enter their blood channels. I mix with their flesh, but they cannot see and know this state of mine. I swear by Allah, who created me and gave me respite until the day of judgment, that I will make all of them mad. They're ignorant and they're scholars, they're Ummah and they're learned, and the wicked and the devout. In short, none of them will escape my hand. But Allah's righteous servants, yes, I cannot tempt them.
Then the Messenger of Allah alaihis-salâm asked,
Who are the righteous servants who have ills according to you?
Do you not know, O Muhammad, that a person who loves his dirham and dinar, he has no piety for Allah? If I see a person who does not love his dirham and dinar, and does not like to be praised and admired, I know that he has illness. I immediately leave him and run away. As long as a servant loves wealth and praise, and his heart remains attached to the desires of the world, he is the most obedient to me among those whom I have described to you. Do you not know that the love of wealth is the greatest of the great sins? Do you not know, O Muhammad, that the love of headship is among the greatest of the great sins? O Muhammad, do you not know that I have 70,000 children? I have assigned each one of them to another place. Then, with each of my children, there are 70,000 devils. Some of them I have sent to the ulema, some to the youth, some to the mayaya, and some to old women. As for the youth, there is no disagreement between us. We get along very well with them. As for the children, they and ours play together as they please. I have made some of ours a problem for the abids, and some for the ascetics. They go with them, they take them from one state to another. They keep moving them from one hill to another. They get in such a state that they start cursing any of the causes. That is how I take aliyah from them. In this state, they do their worship without ikhlas, but they are not aware of this state.
The demon then proceeded to tell the story of a priest, whom he had deceived, and he said,
Do you not know, O Muhammad, that the priest Barsus worshipped Allah with devotion for 70 years? At the end of these prayers, he was in such a state, every patient he prayed for would be cured by the blessing of his prayer. I followed him and never let him go. He committed adultery. He became a murderer. In the end, he disbelieved. This is the one whom Allah describes in his holy book as follows. It is like Satan, who said to man, Become a disbeliever. He said, and when he disbelieved, he said to him, I am far from you. I am far from you. I fear Allah, the Lord of the worlds.
Iblis then dwelt on some of the bad habits.
Do you not know, O Muhammad, that I am the liar, and I am the first to lie? Whoever tells a lie is my friend. Whoever swears falsely is my lover. Do you not know, O Muhammad, that I swore falsely to Adam, and even the name of Allah, saying, Surely I am advising you. I do this because perjury is the amusement of my heart. As for backbiting and backbiting, they are my fruits and my festivities. Vowing on the marriage, whoever swears by talaq is feared to be a sinner, and whoever swears by talaq, whether it be once or on something true, his wife will be unlawful for him until the truth becomes clear. The children they will have until the day of resurrection will be children of adultery. All of them will enter hell because of that word talaq. O Muhammad, as for the one who delays his prayers, let me tell you about him. Whenever he wants to get up for prayer, I hold him back. I give him mischief. I say, there is still time. You are busy too. Do your work for now. You can pray later. So he prayed out of time, and for this reason his prayer will be thrown in his face. If he defeats me, I will send one of the human devils to him to prevent him from praying on time. If he defeats me in that too, this time I will try to settle his account in prayer. While he is in prayer, look to the right, he does so. I caress his face and kiss his forehead. Then I will say to him, You have done an eternally mischievous deed, and thus disturb his peace. You know, O Muhammad, whoever looks too much to the right and left in prayer, Allah will not accept his prayer. He will throw it in his face. If I defeat him in this too, I will go to him when he prays alone, and I will order him to pray quickly, and he starts praying quickly, just like a rooster picks up things from the ground with its beak. If I do not succeed in getting him to do this, I will come to him while he is praying in congregation. There I will put a gem on his head, and I will raise his head from prostration and ruku before the imam. I will make him do prostration and ruku before the imam. There, because he did that, Allah will turn his head into the head of an ass on the day of resurrection. If he defeats me in this, I will order him to crackle his fingers in prayer. Then he will be among those who glorify me.
Dear followers, This information is explained with excerpts from Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi's Shajr al-Khan. In his work The Tricks of Satan on the subject, do not forget to follow and like our page.